And on May 24th, 2050 Cent was on the brink of death after being shot 9 times. Sometime later, he released a song that would reveal the dark fate of everyone who tried to end his life.
I'm Guillermi, and today I'm going to reveal the story behind the song Many Men and analyze its lyrics here on the DC Frats channel.
To understand the lyrics of Many Men, we need to understand the environment in which 50 Cent emerged and what led him to be shot. Curtis James Jackson III, born on June 6, 1975, in the South Jamaica neighborhood of Queens, New York, had a troubled childhood. His mother, Sabrina, his only guardian, had him when she was 15 years old and was a cocaine dealer. When Curtis was 8 years old, his mother was drugged and suffocated with cooking gas until she died. Curtis went to live with his grandparents. At just 12, he started selling crack and cocaine and was detained after being caught armed at school. From then on, he called himself 50 Cent in honor of a Brooklyn robber with the same nickname who would steal anything, even if it was just 50 cents. At the same time, in the same neighborhood of South Jamaica, Queens, the drug trade was dominated by the Supreme Team gang led by the dealer Kenneth McGriff, known as Supreme or just Preem, and his nephew Gerald Miller Prince. The gang was known for their flashy lifestyle and for cruel and bloody murders, and they were often portrayed on television and in movies, like in the 2005 film Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent,
in which Prim is portrayed by the character Majestic.
Growing up with drug dealers as role models, 50 Cent admired and was inspired by Supreme, but that inspiration almost cost him his life. At the beginning of the year 2050 Cent released the song Get a Cool Run, the Ghetto Quran, which paid tribute to local drug dealers and even gave details about the way Supreme's gang operated and its composition. The song was not well received by Supreme, who ended up feeling exposed and considered 50 Cent a snitch. From then on, 50 Cent was put on Supreme's blacklist, and on May 24th, 2050 Cent was on the brink of death after being shot 9 times. Sometime later, he released a song that would reveal the dark fate of everyone who tried to end his life. Now, let's take a detailed look at the lyrics of the song Many Men and how they relate to this whole situation. Man, and these guys putting a price on my head. Go get your money back. I didn't die. After the release of Get a Run, Supreme allegedly offered money to a shooter to take 50's life who survived the attack and sarcastically told Prime to get his money back since the job wasn't done. When I rhyme, something special happens. I'm the best, like Ali at his peak. 50 Cent has always been a big boxing fan. He started boxing at 11 years old and even competed in the Junior Olympics. Like any boxer of that era, his biggest idol was the famous Muhammad Ali, known as the Greatest, who racked up 56 wins in 61 fights in the 1960s. I walk around with the packages. I was caught off guard. Block is slang for the neighborhood, just like hood or the project. According to the website Urban Dictionary, bundle specifically refers to a quantity of heroin. The expression knocked on the humble means something like taken down while being humble. In other words, taken down unfairly because they didn't pose a threat.
Probably a reference to the attack that 50 suffered, in which he was caught by surprise.
Swing the switchblade in the fight. I'll show you what my weapon can do. In other words, 50 is saying that he uses any means in a fight. Your ass is just another, more aggressive way of saying you. Are you stressed? Go ahead. You'll lose your head. Turn your back on me. You'll be taken down and lose your legs. I walk around with a gun at my waist and a short fuse. Until I finish you, the fight goes on.
The expression chip on the shoulder means being ready to fight or always irritated.
The expression comes from a 19th century game in which someone would put a chip of wood on their shoulder and challenge others to knock it off. The intention was to fight anyone who tried.
Beef is also slang for a fight or conflict.
This one goes out to my homies in the hood rolling weed with tobacco and to the homies in jail spending their lives behind bars. Although he sold drugs from an early age, 50 Cent revealed in his book Formula 50, "I don't drink and I don't use drugs, and I never have."
I put those things in my first album because I saw artists selling 500,000 with that kind of content.
I don't say only God can judge me, because I see things clearly. Those crackers can give me 100 years in prison. Cracker is a derogatory slang term used to refer to white people. It probably comes from the sound made by a cracking whip, referring to the times of slavery.
I'm like Paulie in Goodfellas. You can call me the Don.
Paul Cicero, or Paulie, was a gangster boss in the 1990 film Goodfellas. Don is the title given to the bosses of Italian mafias. I'm kind of like Malcolm, anyway, with the gun in my hand. In this spot, 50 is referring to Malcolm X, the American activist who fought for black rights in the 1950s and 60s.
Slim betrayed me. He let some guys attack me. I thought we were cool. Why did you want me dead, man?
Contrary to what you might think, Slim is not Eminem, who has always been 50 Cent's partner.
But rather Charles Williams, known as Chaz or also as...
Slim was an OG, which means original gangster, something like an old school gangster. He was highly respected in Queens and had been protecting 50 Cent and promoting his career. In 1999, when 50 Cent was releasing several songs attacking Ja Rule and the members of Murder Inc., he had Slim protecting him. However, Slim also had a connection with Supreme. 50 claimed that Slim knew about Supreme's plan but abandoned him, leaving him for dead. Every night I talk to God, but he doesn't answer me. I know he protects me, but I don't let go of my gun. Gat is slang for firearm. This slang comes from the machine gun called the Gatling gun, created by Richard Gatling during the American Civil War in the 1860s. In my nightmares, guys point techs at me. Tech is slang for Tech 9, from Intra Tech, a semi-automatic submachine gun, the same one used in the attempted assassination of 50 Cent and widely used by gangs in the United States.
The police didn't find out much when Pac was shot. I got a kite from jail letting me know they got touch. 50 Cent is referring to the first time Tupac was shot at Quad Studios
in New York. The main suspect in the attack on Pac was Walter Johnson, known as King Tut. The FBI questioned Tut about his involvement in the shooting, but they couldn't find enough evidence and closed the investigation. Sometime later, Tut ended up getting arrested for other reasons, and 50 Cent brags that he got this information from inside jail through a kite, a way inmates communicate, which shows that he has access to information that's more reliable and faster than the FBI.
The Bible says, whatever a man sows, that he will also reap.
Rommel shot me. 3 weeks later, he was shot dead. Now, it's pretty clear why I'm still here, because he was hit just like I was, but he stopped breathing. This is certainly the most important and iconic part of the song. Rommel, whom 50 refers to, was the nickname of Darryl Baum, a criminal from Brooklyn. Rommel and his accomplice, Mike Tyson, committed several robberies in their youth. Mike left crime behind and started his promising boxing career. However, he maintained his friendship with Rommel, who even worked as Mike Tyson's personal bodyguard. Rommel, on the other hand, continued his life of crime until he was allegedly hired by Supreme to end 50 Cent's life. And 3 weeks after shooting 50, Rommel was murdered with a shot to the back of the head. However, as incredible as it may seem, Rommel's murder had nothing to do with the attack on 50 Cent. Rommel was killed by a violent New York gang, the Cash Money Brothers, after trying to extort a member of that gang. The police didn't have enough evidence that Supreme ordered the hit on 50 Cent, and in 2002 Supreme ended up going to trial for other crimes. The song Many Men would only be released the following year, in 2003. 50 Cent knew that when his song was released, the police would investigate the song and use it as evidence against Supreme in court. If 50 Cent revealed at that time that Supreme or someone under his command was involved in the attack, Supreme would certainly get a life sentence because of 50 Cent, who would once again be labeled a snitch. Therefore, 50 Cent would have decided to mention Rommel, who was a criminal with no ties to Supreme and who had already died, to throw the police off and prove that he wasn't a snitch. Despite everything, Supreme ended up being finally arrested in 2007 and sentenced to life in prison for several other crimes he committed. However, at his trial, the authorities had not given up on trying to prove Supreme's association with the attempted murder of 50 Cent and offered a reduced sentence to members of Supreme's gang who would provide information about the attack on 50 Cent. John Reagan, one of Supreme's former gang members, accepted the authorities' offer.
Indifferent to the presence of the press and the public, John Reagan began to give his testimony about the incident.
Reagan explained that Prim met 50 Cent face to face and warned him, "Stop talking about Ja Rule and about Murder, Inc." which was the record label Supreme was associated with at the time. The prosecutor asked Reagan if he knew who really shot 50 Cent. Reagan replied, "Yes, it was Sun." Referring to Murder, Inc.'s head of security, Robert Sun Lyons, Reagan stated that he was part of Sun's alibi and that he met with Supreme, Sun, and another gang member at a shopping center right after the attack on 50 Cent. Reagan also claimed to have seen Sun cleaning gunpowder residue from his hands by rubbing them with alcohol. However, this testimony alone was not considered sufficient evidence to confirm that Supreme ordered the hit on 50 Cent, and in Supreme's defense, the Murder, Inc. team said that the lyrics of many men told the truth. In other words, according to Murder, Inc., the one who shot 50 Cent was actually Rommel. However, this was also never proven by the authorities. And you, what do you think? Was it really Rommel who tried to kill 50 Cent? Or was it Sun, on the Supreme's orders? The truth is that these two versions are the closest the police have come to solving this case to this day. Comment below which version you think makes more sense. That's it, guys. If you enjoyed discovering the story behind this hit and want to see more content like this, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to be alerted about new videos. We're a new channel and we count on your support. And comment below which song you want to decipher. If your idea is good, your hit might be featured here on the channel soon. Thank you so much for staying with us, and see you next time.